Diehard, listen up. As you know, AI invades your email box every day, probably invades your head every day because of what you don't know, or scares the shit out of you somewhere in between. And I'm talking today to Bruce Randall, who's actually writing a book on AI. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the accuracy of your AI information. I'm going to challenge you on a couple of things. But in the meantime, today is going to be a solid lesson for you to AI yourself, not just between artificial intelligence and accurate intelligence, but also, you want to know, real intelligence. So stay tuned. Welcome, Bruce Randall. How are you today?
Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm doing fine today. It's a beautiful day out in summertime, and what more could we want?
You could want better AI.
Well, this is true.
Talk to me about your book.
Okay, the book that I have is called The AI Human Paradox, and I'm writing that right now for fall release because there's a lot of misinformation out there on AI right now. As you mentioned, we get invaded with it everywhere. What's available now is our large language models, which are simply big databases that are loaded with current information, and then a search like AI, ChatGPT, or any of the others. You put in what you're looking for, and these super fast processors will find the information and report it back to you. But
Do they guarantee its accuracy?
they don't guarantee accuracy, and accuracy is somewhat subjective depending on which version you're looking for. So if you're looking,
Well, yeah, but I ask you that for a specific reason. If you look at their uh, whatever page, legit page, they literally guarantee that it's not accurate.
and that's because you have a fixed database that you're going to, and you're relying on artificial intelligence to match up the words you're typing with the words that they're finding in the database. And
Mhm.
although it seems very accurate and you get relevant information, the true accuracy is not guaranteed because it's still a little bit fuzzy in how that works. And
Okay.
it's all in how you ask the question. So if you ask a very specific question on a very specific item, you'll get an answer back. And if you change that answer or ask for more depth, you'll continually get more and more and more. So just because of the fact that you get an initial and you get more and more and more as you ask deeper questions or ask for more information on that, you have to know how to use it to get all the information out versus just the first answer. It's similar to sales. When you're in sales and you ask the first question, that's not really the answer. You have to go 3 or 4 or more questions deep to get the core reason of why they're doing what they're doing. And AI is similar to that, where you have to be very specific and ask for backup data and links to support that. And this is where trust and verify comes in. You trust that it's accurate, but then you follow the links to see what comes up. And I followed the links on a few of these. A couple links didn't work, so I asked for accurate links that worked.
Remember the president who said trust but verify?
I do.
Yeah. What he said was, you're fucking lying and I'm going to prove it. Trust
You
but
see,
verify. If you trust, you don't have to verify.
that's the interpretation part.
So I'm throwing at you, diehard. You're listening to this and you're looking to be able to solve an AI issue or even get involved in AI to a point where you're feeling safe about it. And I'm challenging you as a listener right now that the information you're getting from open source AI platforms is guaranteed not to be accurate. And you're going to have to fiddle with it until a point where you feel okay about it. I'll brag about it for myself. I'm launching a proprietary information platform, and I'll be the only person on the planet that guarantees my information to be accurate because it's all mine. And that's a huge challenge. But proprietary information only exists right now in the mind of the user when they say it's private. Private is another word for bullshit. Because once it goes through the Chat GPT or the Copilot or Claude or whatever it is, it's in their database. And whether you want it to be private or not, it doesn't matter. And I feel like we're also in a situation, Bruce, and maybe you can comment on this. People's copyrights are getting lost because ChatGPT, they don't attribute where they got it from. They just got it. How do you combat that?
Well, there's some lawsuits out right now because
Some
ChatGPT.
or a lot.
Well, I think there's a lot. It
Yeah.
depends how you search for that answer.
Yeah.
But the artist community and the copyright community, they're calling foul because
The music community, the publishing community, the writer community, all we're going to go back to Napster. Napster thought they had it. Where are they now? Their people are penniless in the gutter because they decided to violate everything and everyone. So I'm holding court on Chat GPT to find out not just is it going to last, how long it's going to last. Just, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Your opinion? Do you have an opinion on that?
I do. And just let me tell you a little story before I answer that.
Sure.
You probably have heard of Neuralink. It's
Yep.
the AI company Elon
Yep.
invested in. Well, they just put a chip in a human that had quadriplegia, and that person now operates a computer through telekinesis through his mind. And
Yeah.
he's so good at doing that he's very good at chess and the games he was playing. So the question is, will it last? And this is a point that I'm making in my book, is that we have no guardrails on AI. Okay. So right now, whatever can be accomplished with no regard to
Yeah,
ethics or
it's the Wild West.
it is the Wild West.
And people look at the sophistication of it, but it's primitive. It's only 5 years old in our minds. It may be 15 or 20 years old from somebody else's, initial invention of it. But the bottom line is, in our purview, it's 5 years old or less. So think about the phone when it was 5. Think about the car when it was 5. Think about the television when it was 5. And maybe technology will advance it faster. But the bottom line is, it's primitive.
It is primitive. It's been around since around the 40s or 50s in a form. But to your point,
Yeah.
we've only known about it for 4 or 5 years, and that's
Yeah.
when we've made the most advances.
And most people in the past 2 years,
Right. Or some people
they're panicked into not using it.
That's right. That's right. And I think AI is going to be around for a long time, but I don't know what form it's going to be
Yeah.
in. Right.
No argument with that. It's here for the next 50 years, and we can't stop it.
Right.
And probably more, but I'm only going to be around for the next 30 or so. So fuck it. Whoever gets it next gets it. But it's going to be around for my daughter, who's 15. She'll have it for the next 60 years. And then the challenge is probably actually 100 years, because that's what our life expectancy is expanding to. I think that there's an opportunity if you're going to talk about this expansion in your book and the accuracy in your book and what's next in your book. I'm assuming you're going to be talking about what's next in your book, correct?
I am, and that's, I haven't found anybody, including myself, that can really look down the road, because AI is moving in so many different verticals so quickly that,
Yeah.
I mean, we can't tell what's going to happen next year, never mind 3 years from now. It's just such
Exactly.
a fast moving.
I don't think you can tell what's going to happen next week,
Right.
because somebody makes an announcement. It's like, holy shit. Yeah, I can make a video. I can edit a video. I can put the video up online. I can put it on all your social platforms, and I'll answer all the people that click on it.
Right.
It sounds far-fetched, but it's certainly not impossible based on what's happening today.
Yeah. In fact, I have a friend that wrote a program and AI helped him write it where he bridges the gap between two apps that weren't playing nicely together. And he's selling them just from some light advertising because it makes people's lives easier. And if it makes your life easier,
Yeah.
and a key point, if you can rely on the data, then that's a good thing. But the data is shaky. And when I asked AI the other day, I said, when were you last updated? It gave me July of 2024. And I'm sure that moves every month it's updated, but what's updated and where's it coming from and how accurate is
Right.
it?
Right. And so let me throw something at you, just fodder. I'm launching my AI platform next month.
Mhm.
I'm on the other side of the Rubicon. My data is private,
Mhm.
literally proprietary.
Mhm.
And the company that I've chosen to bring my platform out guarantees that it is private. And their biggest customers are the government.
Right.
You know, the CIA doesn't want their shit out there. Dell doesn't want their shit out there. So they contract with these people. Their companies worth billions. Nobody knows about them because they don't want anybody to know about them.
Right.
You you pay for the privilege.
Right.
And so I've paid for the privilege because I want to guarantee the accuracy of my data. I want to guarantee the fact that someone who's going to look at this only gets my answer, not a bunch of bullshit answers that people have put in there that could have been hallucinating at the time they put it in. So I feel like there's an opportunity, and I think more and more people are going to look at proprietary rather than open.
Right. And I think that's where it's going. And there's some data that's going in that direction right now. And it stems from the ethical part of it. And it also stems from I want to make sure I get what I need on the first try instead of
Exactly.
waiting.
I don't want to learn how to prompt. I just
Right.
want a fucking answer.
Right. It's
I mean,
simple, isn't it?
yeah. Well, you think it's simple. It's just not easy.
Right. It's
And
not easy.
most people don't understand that their answer is probably bastardized from something or another. And in my field in sales, you better be right.
Right.
Because if you don't, you look like a fool. And I think this is even more important. Do I want an answer that 1,000 other people have? Or do I need to modify this in some way or another to where it becomes my own rather than ChatGPT or Claude?
Well, for copyright laws, right? Anything that comes out of Chat GPT is public domain. So
No,
you
it's
need
not. They say it is, but it is not. It's most likely that it's copywritten and stolen.
well, that's a good point. I mean, that's the parting line is that it's got, and the lawyers are having fun with this. And they haven't figured it out yet, and it's going to be a while till they do.
Uh, I think all that has to happen is one lawsuit wins,
Yeah, and I
and
think
that will start the whole domino. Because my bet is there's hundreds of lawsuits out there already.
there's quite a few.
You only know the one, like the New York Times is suing them,
Right.
and the music companies are suing them, and authors are suing them. I mean, it's left and right. And so for me, I decided right away I don't want to be part of a lawsuit.
Yeah.
I hate lawyers. I you know there's a classic definition of a lawyer: two farmers fighting over a cow, one pulling on the head, one pulling on the tail, and the lawyer underneath of it milking it. And that's, to me, that's how that the whole Chat GPT thing is going to come about. Some lawyer is just waiting. They got the stool ready, they got the bucket ready, their hands are ready for the udders. They're rolling. But I think that cooler heads are going to prevail once people realize that they can go proprietary. It just costs more money.
It does cost more money, and you typically have to buy more because you have to buy one for each venue you need information from, right?
Well, I'm pretty lucky. I mean, I'm involved with who I think is the best platform on the planet. Um, I don't want to mention the name because I don't want them inundated by phone calls
Mhm.
of people that can't afford the process. They charge a lot of money to make your information proprietary.
Yeah.
A lot. They charge six figures, and the first figure is not one. And so
Oh.
you look at it from the perspective that, okay, am I willing to make my information proprietary? And the answer is large companies, they're going to do it in a heartbeat.
Right. Right.
Publishing companies are going to do it in a heartbeat. The New York Times
Well,
is going to do it in a heartbeat.
well, I was selling cloud and AI for a while, and the most important thing that we realized we tell clients is data gold. Your data is gold. Your data
Correct.
has value, and if it gets stolen, you have nothing.
If they don't actually look at it as stolen, it just gets appropriated.
Well, it's
Like,
termed, right?
well, I mean, they don't like, I don't think ChatGPT looks at this as I'm going to steal your data. They just say, okay, you're in my database.
No, it
Thanks
has.
very much. But they're going to be forced to attribute.
They are, but it's all based on perspective. If you're ChatGPT, you have a different perspective than somebody that has a sole
Yeah.
database.
I look at all of these announcements by these open source AI companies as just self-serving bullshit. Um, I don't know how to look at it any other way, because as soon as when Google announced their AI, it immediately got pounded for being prejudiced.
Right. Oh, that's a whole nother topic. And I'm in a data science course now, and it's amazing that you know how you solve that prejudice? You put them all in as one type of person. Everything is this one type of person. And therefore, when it looks at the data, it can't be prejudiced because all the people are exactly the same. Therefore, you don't have prejudice in it.
Yeah. It also can't be humorous, but that's a whole other subject.
No, that's true. That's true.
So mine is going to be personalized and humorous.
Well, laughter is a
I'm
wonderful
actually,
thing.
I'll let one cat out of the bag. I'm going to launch this channel, and it will be relatively politically correct because it's based on 17 of my books and 1,000 of my YouTube videos. But then after about a month, I'm going to create another part of my channel, and it's going to be called Jersey Jeffrey. So I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself if you make a stupid decision. And that will be the most viral thing you've ever seen in your life.
That will go viral.
Yeah.
That might not be what you want to be known for.
I
Maybe
don't care. When I'm 78, what have I got to lose? Someone's going to cancel me?
yeah,
No, the only people that will cancel me that are people that have a pipe up their ass about my language.
right.
And so far, Gary Vaynerchuk and Tony Robbins have not been canceled. And they drop more F-bombs in an hour than most people do in a lifetime.
Good point. Well, what's interesting is the AI curve. You know, you've got the bell curve, right?
Yeah.
AI is still going up this curve. So
Oh, yeah.
you've still got all the hype, and it's not until you go over the top and come down the other side that the real companies come out and you start getting some real progress.
I don't think we're halfway up the bell yet.
I don't think we are either. It's like you said, it's a wild west.
What do you think about um, the obsolescence of your book the day that it comes out?
I think that it's probably going to it could be obsolete because the data is so fast, but I'm painting a picture of AI and humans, which and I meditate and I'm a Reiki master, so I understand consciousness. And the point is that AI is forging forward like a business, right? Resources, information that they just take, resources they just take. And then you've got the people over here, and they're going into some countries when they have a drought and wanting to put a data center in, an AI data center that uses a tremendous amount of electricity and water. And it's an exploratory investigation to see if we can do it. Well, if there's a drought, how are you going to put a data center in there with minimal water and minimal
Yeah.
electricity? Right?
Okay, so let me hold on. Die Hard, listen to this. Think back 25 years ago when Apple first came out and Amazon first came out, and they were $2 a share, and everyone thought they were crazy for putting books up online that no one would buy it. I talked to the CEO of Barnes and Noble at his dinner table where I was giving a speech to 750 of their bookstore managers. And I asked him, I said, tell me about your big mistake. And he goes, thinking Amazon.com was a joke. And everyone thought that.
Right.
They never made any money. They were always in the shitter. They were bragging about stuff that they were doing. Apple was fighting IBM for laptop supremacy. And then all of a sudden, something happened. Amazon started to accept credit cards. Amazon started to do returns and make them easy. Correct? The iPhone came out and started using app instead of the BlackBerry, which had a real cool keyboard. Where are they now? They're broke is where they are. And so your challenge is, when is this breakthrough going to occur? Because I don't think it's occurred yet in AI.
It hasn't.
And it took Apple and Amazon close to 10 years for that break to occur. And let's say that AI is faster technology. So let's say it's going to take 5 years for it to occur. So you have a window, diehard, you have a window right now of somewhere between now and 5 years from now when that breakthrough is going to occur. And when it does, and you're not up on it, you're too fucking late. You're going to be wishing that you had done something way back when. And you can't get that time back. So my recommendation would be, take your Netflix and take your clicker and throw it out the fucking window and start reading about and playing with AI every single night of the week. Every night for an hour. Just get familiar with it. It's a wonderful thing. And here's the cool part. You can be involved. Like my AI channel, my AI platform, I don't know what to call it, channel or platform, but I can wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and talk to my AI for an hour and then upload it. And it immediately becomes upgraded to my new information. That's the cool part. I can teach my AI new stuff every day. And what I'm going to do, Bruce, it's pretty interesting. I've done a lot of seminars for a lot of people, and I customize and personalize every single one. So I have an expertise in real estate. I have an expertise in banking. I have an expertise in personal, in personnel companies. I have a lot of expertises. And I'm going to put my specific information into each one of those channels. So if you're in the building supply business, I can give you specific ideas to make your life easier. No one can do that.
Right.
No one can do that. And so I'm going to try to be a category of one for at least a few years so that I can capitalize on my intellectual property and my expertise that I've built over the last 30 years. But no one's looking at that direction. They're all looking for a shortcut to a subject line in an email, or give me a tweet. Like, if you're that weak, if you are desperate for a subject line, you're drunk on Saturday night like a fool. I don't understand it at all. If you're serious about sales and you're serious about earning, then get serious and stop fucking your time away. Crazy, totally crazy. Tell me about your book and how it addresses what's next.
It addresses what's next by educating people on what AI is. Okay. It's simply a data center with fast processors, right? And a very large database. And then we're talking about what other companies are doing in this area. So which directions and how fast they're moving. And then it's a matter of the resources. Okay, so everybody understands the resources of that, because that's going to make the news pretty soon.
Will Apple be better than ChatGPT?
The jury's out on that yet. We just don't know that. There's not enough information out there to know. And
will it be non-prejudicial when it gives information?
That's going to be a tough one with the current databases. If they didn't program them where everything's the same, and I'm sure they didn't. So now we've got to figure out how we're going to make these non-prejudicial, because,
yeah, there's a difference between woke and wake up.
Very big difference. In fact, one of my friends did a search for them, and they have a common name. Well, the third search came with a woman with 3 arms. Right? I mean, you can't make this up. It just, sometimes you just get things you don't expect.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So I'm looking at mine, like I've entered all of my data from everything I've ever done, every video,
Yep.
every audio, every book, every ebook. So I know that that information is mine. I know I can control my own stuff. I didn't throw it into a big hopper. I put it into my own hopper. So if
Right.
you get an answer from me, I'm going to guarantee it that it's accurate.
Hmm.
Guaranteed.
And if they get an answer from you, they can guarantee it's from you and not copied from
That
somebody
is
else.
exactly correct.
Right.
That is exactly correct.
Right.
And so I think that if you're a salesperson or a diehard and you're out there looking for information, what's guaranteed to be accurate about it? How are you using that in your career to be able to build it, either make more sales or do more business or get a referral or earn more money or be more profitable? How are you assuming that that's accurate? And the answer is you can't. The company that gives you the info will guarantee you that it might not be accurate.
Right. That's right.
Sales guys looking for all kinds of shortcuts, which is how sales operates. Give me the fastest, easiest, best way to make a sale. And there is no fast, easy, best. Um, there's just interaction and your ability to make some kind of a relationship and create some kind of trust in order to be able to move forward. And you do that through value. And I don't know that that value is going to come from some kind of AI platform that's got an open source.
Well, it's trust and verify. You have to trust and
Yeah.
verify. You cannot
In other
take it.
words, don't trust, verify.
Right.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have to, because, if you're looking for research data, you're only as good as what you put in. You have to make sure that's accurate.
Yeah.
And, Google, even with Google gives you links to places you can go to find it. But those links are live. They're good. With the AI, you get links that take you to a general page and don't give you the information you're looking for.
So I'm going to throw something at you. I'm going to launch this platform. The beta version will probably be out sometime next week.
Mhm.
Would you like to be a beta user?
Sure.
Cool.
Sure. I'd love that.
Cool. All right. I'll make you a beta user. Make sure, I don't know whether you have my cell or not. I'll text it to you when we're done.
Okay.
Did
Thank
you
you.
get my text to say I'm on? Did you get that text?
Um,
I want to make sure I got your phone number correct.
no, I did not.
It's Jeffrey Gitomer. I'm on.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that.
All right. Okay, Die Hard, we're going to end this, but I'm telling you, this guy's going to be back. You need to understand AI better. You absolutely do not understand AI to its full potential. It's not going to go away for the next 50 years. Get on it or die. AI or die. See you next week.